Good morning everyone and welcome to the stunning Angel Peak Badlands here in northwestern New Mexico. It is a beautiful morning, cold and windy morning, but beautiful. And look at these clouds, look at this fog or whatever it is rolling in and over the rim of the canyon. Isn't that neat? And I mentioned that these are the Angel Peak Badlands. That right there, right in the middle, is Angel Peak. It's a prominent and impressive landmark in this area. And then surrounding it are just these incredible badlands. What a surprisingly stunning spot. I wasn't expecting this area to be this pretty, and I've been surprised and very impressed. I actually camped on the rim of this canyon last night. I kept you guys at kind of a cliffhanger at the end of last video. I didn't want to show you the view from the campsite because I wanted to start this video here in this area. So I'll put a picture of my campsite on the screen here. I think I have one of the drone of like the car parked kind of on the edge of the canyon, or at least close to the edge of the canyon and the Badlands here. And it wasn't a great campsite because there were noises from like the oil and gas pumps nearby, but you know, whatever. It just had some issues. Worth spending the night at. But anyway, this video, today's adventures are going to be focusing on views. And I mean, I don't think we could have started out at a better viewpoint here. I parked the car back over there, and then there's a little path that leads out onto some ridges here. And there's a road that goes along the rim of the canyon also. And we're gonna drive that way. I think it's north. Keep driving north and see if we can get a closer look at Angel Peak itself. And here now is a closer look at Angel Peak. I'm at basically the end of the road. There's a campground. I don't know if it's free or not. If it's not free, it can't be very expensive. It's a pretty basic place, but nice views. You can see some people camped over there, and I'm parked right there. And from there, there's a little path that goes along the ridge here. And so I'm gonna follow it for as far as it goes. I think it'll take me kind of up and over here, and we'll get a little bit closer to Angel Peak. Yet another beautiful and pretty epic viewpoint, just an epic landscape out here, marred by only one thing. Throughout the canyon out in here, there are oil wells, active oil wells, and they sound like lawnmowers. I don't know if those are generators that are making that sound or what, but yeah, it's a little bit sad because this really is a spectacular place. There are roads that go throughout this area, and you know, all of this. There are roads along the rim like what I was driving, and there are roads that go from the rim down into the canyon in addition to ones that come into the canyons from this direction. But really beautiful place, even with the oil wells. And this Temple Peak, I mean Angel Peak. Temple Peak is one in Utah that this kind of reminds me of, that I've climbed before. And the one in Utah is actually called Temple Mountain, not Temple Peak, but whatever. I'd love to come back at some point in the future and explore down below the rim of the canyon here, get up close and personal with the Badlands and explore the rock formations and everything like that, but it's not in the cards for today. What is in the cards is hiking back to the car, going on to the next spot. There's another drive up viewpoint that I want to go to, but that one goes up like the side of a mountain, and I don't know if the conditions of the road are any good. If you missed the last video, the roads in this area are quite muddy, perilously so, dangerously so, and so I'm acting with caution today. I'm hoping that everything pans out, but if not, we'll still have plenty of things to occupy us and keep us busy. But let's drive, I don't think it's too far away, half an hour maybe, 45 minutes in this direction over here, see if we can drive up to the top of this mountain for a nice additional scenic overlook. This low mountain on the left here, to the left of the road up ahead, is where we're headed. There's a road that leads up to the top ridge of that road. So that's what we're gonna try to get to. But I can see snow on it on this side, so we'll see. The road might be too snowy to comfortably drive up. Well, friends, once again, the weather and conditions have foiled my plans. The road that leads to the top of the mountain is too muddy. I started driving up the road, I got maybe 100, 150 feet, and I was just sinking into the mud. I was creating even deeper ruts in the road, and that's never a good thing. And so I have like 2 miles of dirt road driving to get to up here. The road goes to up there somewhere. I think it's around here. And this is called Huerfano Mountain. This whole mountain right here, and I wanted to go up there because this is one of the 6 sacred Navajo mountains. So this area is a patchwork of Navajo lands and BLM land and state land and private land, and in the traditional Navajo belief system, it was believed that several gods lived on this mountain. They said that the mountain was suspended from the sky with sunbeams, which I think is a nice image. Whoa, and I'm sinking into the mud here. Look at how soft this mud is, and you can see why I didn't want to drive on it. Anyway, back to the mountain here. I read that it was considered the lungs of Navajo country. And part of the mountain is BLM land. The road goes up to the top of the ridge there, like I said, and that part is BLM land. Other parts of the mountain, I think, are Navajo land. But anyway, we can't go up there today, but I thought I'd still share that interesting tidbit of information with you. And we're now going to go on to another spot that I need to access via dirt roads, but I don't think it's very much driving on dirt roads, and even if the dirt roads are bad, I can park and walk in. I didn't have to drive in very far to get to where I wanted to go, so let's keep it on. Well, I successfully made it to the next spot. Again, muddy roads, very muddy roads, but I was able to get out here to where I wanted to park. Getting here did come at a cost. Unfortunately, my car's now just splattered with mud, and my tires are caked in mud. My mud flaps are the inside of the wheel well here, all mud. And I just washed the car yesterday after a similar muddy experience. It's a struggle, guys. I've been struggling these last few days with the weather and the conditions. It's just, it's hard to go do the kinds of things that I like to do when there's water, snow, mud on the roads, when the roads really aren't drivable. It's tough, but we're making the best of it, and I'm struggling to even walk through this nastiness, but I think I should be able to get to where I wanted to go. Let me show you where we're headed. I parked right there because it was somewhat solid ground. Unlike all of this is all just mud. And I barely made it through this, and we've got more oil or petro whatever harvesting equipment out here, and I'm headed off into this little canyon over in this direction. Okay, I've made it to where I wanted to get to. It didn't take too long to hike here. Let's see the time and distance here. 19 minutes, half a mile, not far, pretty flat, just, you know, through this kind of terrain behind me here. But there are certain people who are associated with certain states. Like you think of a state and you think of a person that, you know, you associate with that state. And for New Mexico, I think one of those people is Georgia O'Keeffe. She was an artist. I remember learning about her in elementary school and being shown these beautiful pictures, these like colorful paintings up close of flowers and things like that. Very beautiful, colorful, feminine sort of paintings. She loved New Mexico. She lived here for many years. And this spot right here is called the Black Place. And this is a spot that she would come to be inspired and to paint. And she would also camp out here. And it might be kind of hard to see with just the lighting and the clouds the way they are. But this is all gray out here. And in certain lighting conditions, it would look black. These badlands have a very grayish, blackish undercurrent to them that I think has something to do with oil and gas in the area. Anyway, she painted a few paintings called The Black Place, and they are of this, basically, this spot right here. She has paintings that look basically just like this area right here. And even better, I think, there's a picture of her sitting on this rock in front of this place. So let me go reproduce that image here. So in that picture, which I'll try to put next to me here, you can see her sitting on this rock. You can clearly see this rock next to her. It's so cool to be in the exact same spot as someone like her. What a neat place. You can understand why she would have come out here to enjoy the solitude of nature and enjoy the beauty of this place. It's very unique. The grays here are kind of wavy. Like it goes from kind of a khaki color to a more of a gray to a charcoal to a black. And the sun is coming out now, which is nice. And it looks like the hills are kind of rolling, almost in motion. And so I can understand why she would have felt inspired, felt impressed to paint something like this. And check these out. I found these on the ground just around the sitting rock here. There are lots of little pieces of this red stone, which I think is jasper. I showed some jasper a few videos ago, and I think this is more, and it's everywhere around here. Like there are pieces of it in the crevices of this rock here. It's just all over on the ground. And then look at this. I think this might be a geode. Let me know if I'm wrong. But I read online that there were some geodes in this area. It's like a starburst. What a neat little rock. And look at this. I mean, these don't look like any geodes that I've seen before, but maybe it's something else. Maybe it's I don't know what this is. It is strangely heavy. It is oddly heavy. Feels much heavier than a normal rock should. Also, look at this muck that's just caked on my shoes here. Lovely. And again, I'm not an expert on these things, but this looks like petrified wood. Possibly. Well, maybe not. I don't know. So I've been walking around the last 15 minutes or so, just looking at the ground, looking for interesting rocks, and I came across a little collection, a little display that someone before me put together here. We have a nice assortment of little treasures here. We have some more pieces of that, whatever that little shattered rock egg thing that I found was. And then, again, I think this stuff is petrified wood, but I'm not sure. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And then a little piece of driftwood or something, and this egg-shaped, this other little egg-shaped baseball sort of thing. How fun. So the Black Place, Georgia O'Keeffe's Black Place is over there, and I'm kind of wandering the rest of the area. Let me show you what it looks like. More rolling badlands, more dry little gullies that actually aren't dry right now. These are flowing with little milky ribbons of water here. Neat place. Ah, and we have more of those strange little things that may or may not be geodes. If they are, they're unlike any other geodes I've seen before, and we have more pieces of it. It's kind of shattered pieces over here and over here. Here's another decently sized one that has been cracked open. Well, come for the Georgia O'Keeffe and stay for the rocks. What a neat little spot. And I'm gonna head back to the car now. I'm 95% positive that the next place that was on my list to visit today I won't be able to access. It's higher in elevation, it's probably even wetter than these other areas I've been exploring, so I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I might just go find a campsite, but either way, I'll let you guys know. And by the way, there is no sign or anything to this place. There's no marker of any sort. You just park next to the oil extraction equipment and walk over here. Definitely worth the visit though. Anyway, see you guys later. Welcome to camp. I found some BLM land not too far away from where I was and also where I want to be tomorrow, so it's a good little spot. I have been here for a little while. I've been here for about an hour and a half, and I've just been waiting out first some rain and then some hail, and it's been crazy weather. This campsite is okay. It's kind of a trash heap. I'm tucked back in between the junipers there, and right here there's just this pile of cans and bottles and other assorted trash. It looks like it's been here for a while, so it doesn't smell bad or anything, but it's not nice to look at. And here's the view from the inside, complete with mud chunks all over the window. And I'm all settled in. I'm cozy. I do have the fan running. I tend to use the fan even when it's kind of cold outside because it helps with circulating the air and it helps keep the windows from fogging up. It helps with condensation. So here's my home for the night. This looks like a body, but it's just the sleeping bag on top of some pillows and my other sleeping bag. And I've got my like 11 or 12-year-old Kindle that's somehow still going strong. I'm excited to just hang out for a few hours until it gets dark. And then once it gets dark, I'll hang out for a few more hours until it's time for bed. As I was hiking back to the car from the black place, I slipped and fell twice in that really slippery mud. And so I covered my whole backside and the back of my backpack in just a ton of sand and mud, and I've brought some of that in here, and it's just a mess in here, but it's home for the night, and I'm looking forward to relaxing a little bit tonight. And I was thinking about the Badlands that I went to this morning. Now that area, the Angel Peak Badlands, I really need to go back there. That was a really beautiful, surprisingly beautiful to me place. I think I'd probably rather go there than Badlands National Park in South Dakota. I mean, it was that pretty. And I mean, there was no one there. There were a couple other cars at the campground, but I mean, it's not a very popular place. So if you're in the market for some beautiful desert Badland type scenery, definitely head there. That was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed seeing the black place too, and the rock hounding, and just had a great time. Hampered only a little bit by the weather, but you know, you can't win them all, right? But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite part was. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out Adventure Know-How, my new site, where you can gain access to a map of all of my free campsites, plus monthly bonus videos that you won't find anywhere else. Learn more at adventureknowhow.com. And for links to everything else SUV RVing related, visit suvrving.com. Links to these sites and more will be in the video description.